Alright, nitwit, you wanna know how to fucking play Dwarf fucking Fortress? What a bloody coincidence. I can help you with that. Just sit, shut the fuck up, expel all the bollocks you have in your head from your daft mind, all the shitty late 2000s and early 2010 memes. Why do you even have bollocks in your head to begin with? Anyway, the important thing to remember, and I need you to fucking remember this real well, is that Dwarf Fortress is actually quite fucking simple when you don't overcomplicate the fuck out of it. Do you understand? Dwarf Fortress is complicated, sure, nobody's fucking denying it, but so's a fucking computer, and you're using one of them right now, and you're using one of them bloody things right now. To get sworn at by a peeved off British bastard who wants to have a good time with Dwarf Fortress, ain't ya? And who's stumbling over his words. You know, this is scripted, and, well, this part isn't scripted, but the point is, anyway, so, the first order of business, go to Bay 12 Games, you know, the website of the people who make Dwarf Fortress, and download the latest version of the fucking game from the fucking website. This website's in the background right now. There'll be a link in the description if the search engine scares ya. Don't use some old version from some twat from 2009 left lying around on a forum, or some stupid version of stupid Giddy Dreams of your stupid mate gives ya. Download the game right from the fucking source. The water from a river source is cleaner than when it's merging into the fucking sea, you know? All them add-ons you may or may not know about, ignore the fuck out of them. They are not worthy of my eyes, and didn't I already say you to get all the bollocks out of your heads? I've got nothing against those things, but for the purposes of actually learning Dwarf Fortress, it's much better to start with a vanilla experience, you know what I mean? Like, you understand what I'm talking about here, right? Anyway, the website. So, how do you download Dwarf Fortress? Well, you click either Windows, Linux, or Mac here, because, well, I mean, I presume you know which one you're going to click, right? You know what system your fucking computer's running on, right? And then when you do that, it'll go to your downloads folder. You know where that is, don't you? I presume you know where that is. If not, look for it. What do I look like? Your fucking legal guardian or some shit? Anyway, yes, you're going to need to extract the compressed files, because they're going to be compressed when you download them. If you already know this stuff, yeah, I'm describing very basic stuff here. It's a tutorial, okay? Fucking calm down. Anyway. What you do is you go to the files, you go to the folder, you click the button, don't you? You know, the extract button that you see? You can see it if you're looking at it right now. Yeah, click that, and then extract the files. I'm doing it right now as we speak, which is why I'm slightly stumbling over my words, because it's very hard to read a script and click buttons and, well, talk at the same time, okay? It's hard to talk. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yes, first of all you need to extract the files. I'm extracting them right now. It's gonna take a little bit, so I guess it's time to fucking yeah, Dwarf Fortress. Look. The point is with Dwarf Fortress, you gotta just don't overthink it. Don't buy into the old bollocks, you know. Like, Dwarf Fortress is the most complicated game ever made, and blah blah blah. You don't need to worry about all of that shit, okay? It's starting nearly done. I'm regretting not having this done already at the start of the video. It's not a very fucking professional video, okay? I mean, it's hard. It'll add to the fucking charm, won't it? At least I think it will. Fuck you if you don't agree. I'm having a great fucking time, I am already. And we ain't even played the fucking game yet. Anyway, is it not quite done yet? 95%, 96, 97, 99, 100. There we go. Right then, so I just extracted the files and a new window opened, and in that window it's going to be the files you can now play the fucking game. Isn't that lovely? Now, you scroll down to the picture of the white bearded person in the orange hat that says Dwarf Fortress by it, and it has the word application as its type. You know, I mean, this again should be really fucking basic shit, but you know, some people ain't never done anything like this because they just use Steam all the time. Anyway, I've double clicked it. It's starting up now. Yeah, we should I have gone so far off fucking script, it's not even funny. Beyond quality. Now, what you need to do is watch the intro. You don't actually need to do that. You can just click the... Oh, and I accidentally skipped the intro. Oh, this is all falling apart pretty quickly, ain't it? Anyway. I need to capture the fucking window now. Dwarf Fortress. Capture the window. There we go. It's capturing the fucking window. Now I just need to make sure this is nice and rightly sized before I find out where the fuck in the script I'm meant to be. I wrote the script up to a point and then gave up writing it, but then I fucking decided to just fucking fuck all of the script up anyway. The best played man. Oh fucking hell! I am having a good time. Anyway. So this basically at the start you need to create a new world, right? Let's see. You need to click the create new world button. I just pressed enter. You know how to press enter, don't you? Anyway. So yeah, right then. This is a fresh downloaded DF, as yours should be if you've been fucking listening to me. No tile sets, no mods, none of that shit. Yeah. Again, nothing against that shit. It's fine. I just don't use it personally, and I do feel like it would overcomplicate this, and it is not a requirement. A lot of people act like it's a fucking requirement to have all sorts of fucking things with your Dwarf Fortress. It's not, okay? That's a load of shit. That's a load of bollocks. Look. If that's how you play, that's how you play, but do not pretend to new players that is the only way, okay? It isn't. Okay? If the tile set's not good, change the tile set. Look for someone else to tell you how to do that. Change the colours. Do whatever you want. It's your game. I don't actually care. I just don't like it when you tell new players that it's the only way to play. Right? Anyway, this is... Anyway, I'm rambling here. Welcome to Dwarf Fortress Alpha. Escape and continue. Now, here. Now, you're best off just leaving these at default settings, you know. Now, also, we're generating a world because, well, it's a pretty simple reason why we need to generate a fucking world. If you don't generate a fucking world, where are you going to put the fucking fortress? You can't put the fortress in the void, can you? That'd be some crazy shit, wouldn't it? If the fortress was in a void. A historyless, worldless void. Anyway. But for brevity, I'm gonna switch the world size down and the number of civilizations and all that shit down. Not this. I'm gonna leave that at there. Leave that at there. Now, you see, with history, the longer it is, the longer it'll take to generate in full, because, yeah. I mean, that should be fucking obvious. Look, see, it starts at very short, which is 5 years. Then short, which is 125 years. Bit of a jump, I know, but what can you do? Then medium is 250 years. Long is 550 years, and very long is 1050 years. If you're gonna do that, you better go and do something else while it's generating. But we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna go with 105. The smaller the world as well, the less time it takes, because there's less land to generate an entire history in. You know, makes sense. It's all making sense to you. I clicked Y. Look at this island. Now, you might not understand this map right now. Don't worry, calm the fuck down. I'm going to explain it in a second. Be patient, you bastard. I'm going to click enter to accept this. Let's see. The Realms of Prophecy. Yeah, it is a prophecy for you. You're going to be my tutorial. Anyway, off-worlding data, saving the thing. Dwarf Fortress hasn't not responded at any point. By the way, that's another thing. If Dwarf Fortress stops responding while it's generating the world, don't panic. It's fine. Calm the fuck down, you fucking cretin. Calm yourself. It'll be fucking fine, okay? Dwarf Fortress just needs a little time to itself now and again. Anyway, start playing. Now there's an end world in the legend mode. Adventure mode is a different... These two things are entirely different. We're not getting into them right now. I'm not going to explain them right now. Okay? I mean, I guess I could explain them very briefly. Adventurer, a single person or group of people goes out and has an adventure in the world. Legends read about the information of the world. But we're focusing on Dwarf Fortress mode because that's the main mode of play, you understand? Although that wasn't originally the case. In my understanding, Adventure mode is actually the original mode of Dwarf Fortress before Dwarf Fortress became the mode of Dwarf Fortress. But I feel like I'm confusing you now. Fucking hell. Anyway, we're clicking enter and Dwarf Fortress is doing a thing. Now, you're going to learn about the fucking map. Now, the map is actually quite simple, but maybe it's a bit hard for you to understand right now. Now you see this blue, the blue, this be water. Am I being condescending enough for you? This is a tropical grassland, a scorching one, very hot. It's very hot here. Now, your world isn't going to look like this one, obviously. This world generated, this is my world. This is unique. This is different. This is a one in a kind. One of a kind, not one in a kind. What would a one in a kind be? What the fuck are you doing, Stone? Anyway, the point is, the environment matters. Look, there's more grasslands and savannas. Here's some shrublands. This here is a mountain. A mountain is where dwarves come from, naturally, of course. This over here is some badlands and some shit. This is some rocky wastelands, badlands. You don't understand what any of this means, do you? I'm not doing a very good job of explaining it. But I think you know what a shrubland is and a badland is and a tundra is, right? They're environments that you find in real life. Well, Dwarf Fortress, basically the same as them. There's also some evil and shit, but don't go any... If you see something that says evil, don't go near it on your first fucking fortress, okay? Okay? Are you stupid? Are you crazy? Anyway, what we really need to be looking for is tweez. The trees up here. Yes, trees. Yes, I accidentally said tweez there. I have eroticism. What of it? Go fuck yourself. Anyway, so we need to find some trees. It's not really a requirement, but trees are convenient. Okay? And here we have the world map. This is a region map, and this is a local map. You understand? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. The point is that they're all maps. Now, this map is where we're going to be putting the fortress down. Now, as you can see by the controls on the fucking bottom of the screen here, you can move the area that you're going to take. You're going to claim ownership of a patch of land, you understand? Now, don't mess with the size right now. Now, if Dwarf Fortress, if you're running Dwarf Fortress on some... Like, Dwarf Fortress runs really well these days, and any memes that you have of Dwarf Fortress running really badly is mostly mismanagement on players' sides. But don't worry, we'll be explaining how to not fuck that up soon enough. Anyway, we're just gonna settle here, why the fuck not? Let's see, a temperate shrubland, warm temperature, it's a woodland, so there's plenty of trees, there's moderate vegetation, it's an untamed wilds. Now, untamed wilds is related to natural savagery, which I could go on about, but, now, also you might notice here, this is important too. Shallow clay, which means that the clay, there's clay layer and it's shallow. Very deep soil, which means that there's going to be a lot of dirt on this map. It's going to go down and down and down, and it's just going to be dirt and dirt and dirt until you hit the stone layer. There's a light aquifer. Now, back in olden day tutorials, which I told you to get out of your mind already, fucking hell. Are you serious? Anyway, they used to say avoid aquifers like the plague, and this was true at the time. It is not true anymore. Light aquifers like this one are actually quite fucking useful, and I'll explain to you how to use them. Now, and also the problems that they can cause, and it's gonna be, you'll learn a thing or two. I fucking hope you do, considering that this is a tutorial. And deep metal. Now, it only says metal rather than metals, which implies that there's only one metal on this map, which isn't great, but you know what? I don't feel like I particularly care right now, and it's very easy to not care. Hey, this warning's a bit out of date. Light aquifers aren't that big a deal, Dwarf Fortress. Anyway, we're going to prepare for the journey carefully, just because I want to show you some of that. And I need to tell you again, don't worry about it too fucking much. It doesn't really matter that fucking much. Okay, it would matter if you don't bring an axe or you don't bring a pick. That's obviously going to fucking matter, isn't it? Because how the fuck are you going to dig into a wall if you don't have a pickaxe? How are you going to cut down a tree if you don't have an axe? How are you going to produce a pickaxe or an axe? This ain't like a fucking... You can't just punch down a tree with your bare fist. This ain't Minecraft. This is the thing that inspired Minecraft, don't you know? Now, the point is... Now, these... I've not explained how you're controlling any of this, am I? I'm using the arrow keys. Okay? You understand that? Yeah, that's the thing about Dwarf Fortress. It becomes second nature. Anyway, we're just going to give this some mining skill. Business of masonry, while mason skill lasts. I mean, who knows what it'll be called. By the way, this goes without saying, but it's like 2025 or something. Get the fuck off this video and go find something more modern. Jesus Christ, why the fuck? Who the fuck are you? Why are you so stupid? You understand this is all light-hearted, right? I fucking hope you do. Otherwise, well, I mean, if you wouldn't have gotten this far if you didn't know that, obviously. Anyway, it doesn't matter that much. I don't really care. Okay, we can figure it out as we go. But I'm going to give someone some good brewing skills just because. I guess a butcher and a tanner just because why the fuck not? Again, I don't really care. Now, you could spend a lot of time on this. You could spend a lot of time. I'm not gonna. Okay? And you really don't have to. When it says prepare for the journey carefully, you could have just hit the quick one, and that would have been fine too, but I just decided that I wanted to not do that because I just decided not to. What, you got a problem with that? Anyway. Right, so fuck it, that'll do. Tab for items, get some more items if you want. I mean, why not? You got the points to spend, so why not get some more items? Let's get I like to start out with a bit of cloth and a bit of I like to start out with some material on hand. I mean, technically we already have some cloth on hand, but I just like to get more of it, you know. Multiple types of cloth is important. Okay, we'll explain later. We'll explain in a bit, okay? We'll explain in a bit. Calm down. Fucking calm down. Jesus fucking hell. Now we're just going to pick up some copper. Good to have a bit of metal with you at the start. I mean, again, I'll explain why in a bit. I'll explain why, okay? You'll learn why when we find the need. Do I even want anything else? I mean, I might as well find something else. I don't know, charcoal, why the fuck not? I don't know, I'm already a bit bored of preparing for the journey carefully. Fuck it, just bring me a cat or two. Yeah, cats. Now, if you still not got the bollocks out of your mind, you're probably going to make a stupid joke about a thing that existed in the mid-2000s about cats. Any story you've heard about cats being all scary, that's a load of bollocks these days, okay? Only kept alive because people who don't understand Dwarf Fortress or think it's funny and don't care if misinformation spreads misinformation. Where the fuck are the cats? There you are, you little fucking kit. You cute little bastards. We're gonna get like 2 of them. 2 of each. 2 males, 2 females. Yeah, that'll be fine. I don't know what else to get here. I'm just gonna go to a fucking... I'm gonna create a low symbol for the... I'm gonna create a symbol. Again, this is all kind of just... You can do whatever the fuck you want here. It really doesn't matter. But I think it's funny. So, you know, we're gonna get a fucking cat. Yeah, a cat. We're gonna get a cat. Give me a fucking cat. I want a cat. Do I care about the gender of the cat? Why would I care about the gender of the fucking cat? It's going to be an image of a cat, okay? It's going to be an image of a cat, okay? and I'm going to press N, and I'm going to change names. I'm probably going to have to... I've realised that I should really explain how I'm doing any of this, but I really... It's second nature, you know? Anyway, so... arrow keys, enter, changes the things here, and if you click R, it goes random. The banded rampart, the paints are glowing, all sorts of shit gets generated there. I don't know why I... Anyway, we're just going to remove it all, and then we're going to go with... I don't fucking know. Cat. Yeah, that's what the symbol of this government is going to be. Cat. An image of a fucking cat called Cat. Now, we're going to click Y for done. Now, how did I do that? Well, I clicked Y for symbol. Again, it's down here. It's down here. If you can see down here, it's there. Are we recording? We better be fucking recording. We are fucking recording, right. And you can see the fucking down there, right? That's where the controls are for this menu. All of the menus have their controls right on the screen. BF's UI is bad. Just look at the controls on the screen. You know? Now, we're going to name the fortress. Again, this doesn't really matter. You know, keeping with what we'd already done, let's just have cat. Cat mind. Cat mind. Cat simple. Yeah, cat simple. That sounds fine, doesn't it? Cat simple. A fine fortress, if I do say so myself. That's the name of the fortress itself. Now, there's local government, the group also gets a name. I just click capital G. Again, if you were looking down there, you would have seen that. Now, I'm just going to call this some shit too. I don't fucking know. Just, I don't know, keeping with the theme of cats. No. Okay. Bollocks. What? Oh! Caps lock is on! Ha! This is an important part of fucking learning Dwarf Fortress. If the controls aren't responding, check if caps lock is on. Okay? That is something that trips up everybody multiple times, all the time. Yes. Okay. Just move on from it. Also, you can only remove things after you've highlighted them. That's something that trips up everyone. Anyway, the cat of cats. No, that's stupid. The simplicity of cats. That is a good name for a government. Where are you from? Oh, I'm from Cat Simple. And what does that make you? That makes me a member of the Simplicity of Cats, which is the name of the locals and their government. Anyway, are we done here? You know, since we still got so much, we're just gonna ask for more plump helmets spawn. We're gonna get into plump helmets. These are important. Plump helmets are very nice. You'll love them. They're very important. Right, so we got plump helmets spawn, but where's our plump helmets? There they are. They were hiding. Oh, 67 points. Ha ha ha. Fucking hell, that's great. I like the number 67 for no good reason. Mog hoppers? Why do we even have mog hoppers with us? Who eats mog hoppers? Fuck it. We'll just... Wolverine sweetbread. Yeah, sure, we'll just pile on more of that. Again, you'll get this. This isn't necessarily going to all be exactly the same for you. Okay, it's fine either way. Right, now, plants are very important because dwarves drink beer. Well, they don't just drink beer, they drink all sorts of alcoholic materials. You understand? They're not humans. They're their own people. They're not humans. Humans are different. I just clicked Y instead of... Okay, and E for embark. Now we're going to embark. And now Dwarf Fortress is going to wait a second as it stops responding, and then here we go. We're gonna get into the actual fucking gameplay now. Can you fucking believe it? How long's it been? It's been 25 minutes just to... Well, not quite. Anyway, You have arrived after a journey from the mountain homes into the field-beating wilderness beyond. Your harsh trek has finally ended. Your party of seven dwarves, get it? Fucking 7 dwarves. Yes, 7 dwarves. Anyway, 7 dwarves make an outpost for all the glory of the name of our civilization in the dwarven tongue. That would be Anist Zephon. There are almost no supplies left, but with stout labour comes sustenance. Oh, also you can change the civilization you're a part of in the in the thing. If you look on the controls there, you'll see it. I didn't remember to highlight that, and I also didn't remember to do a lot of things with that. Actually, this is a shitty tutorial. Why the fuck are you still here? Maybe because of the irreverence. Anyway, the point is there was a lot more you could have done on that screen, but I didn't think to do it because I couldn't be bothered. And really, you don't have to be bothered about it. Anyway, the point is, there are almost no supplies left. Without labour comes sustenance. By hook, survival of your dwarves. Supply caravan. A supply caravan from our mountain home is coming before winter. But there might be some other traders coming along at other seasons. And by might be, I mean there fucking will. But it is spring now, enough time to secure lodgings. The leopards get hungry. Now, if your thing is going to not say leopards, it's going to say some other wildlife in the area. A new chapter of dwarven history begins here at this place. Gungas, cat simple, strike the fucking earth. Alright, here we are. Now, before you panic, click space. It pauses the game. So, what the fuck are you looking at right now? What you're looking at is ASCII in its purest form. But in all seriousness, I do need to explain this bit, and this bit's... A lot of people look at this shit and just instantly decide that they can't understand it. You can understand it, okay? Are you above the age of 10? Are you under the age of 10? If you're under the age of 10, how the get off this fucking video! I've sworn over 100 times, what the fuck? Anyway, the point is, if you're an adult, or if you're a child, fuck off. We don't want you here. This is Sweary. You saw it in the fucking title, fuck off. But the point is, if you've got the intelligence of a child, and can use a computer, and can type words with your little hands, or with some other method, you can type, you can play this fucking game. Right? Now, this here, this blackness here, this is the inside of a hill. This is a hill. Now, this is the top of a hill. You understand? Oh, you accidentally used the scroll wheel there. Also, if you click tab, it changes this to nothing, just this little mini map that nobody fucking uses. The hotkey menu, which is important, it also tells you if it's paused. Just the hotkey menu minimized, or nothing. We're just going to go with hotkey menu minimized. If you tab through it, it scrolls through them. Now, this is the top of an hill. And you notice these arrows here, these is sloping down, okay? They're fucking sloping down. It's a gentle slope, down, down, down. Here is the mainland, and we go further down and we go into the earth. You see, it's a 3D game represented in 2D. You understanding what I'm saying here? This is all fucking 3D, but in the 2D world. But it's 3D world. Represented through 2D swatches. How are we going up and down? Well, I'm clicking Swift. Well, I'm clicking Swift. Shift. And then the greater than, lesser than ones. Going up and down. Now, here we are back at the top of this. Now, the green bit here is dirt, is grass, right? And under grass is dirt naturally, but this is grass. This is open space, but there's something underneath it on the world, so it's respected by these little dots, you see, because this is here, And this here is open space, but there's nothing underneath it because it's 2 layers. 2 layers lower is some land. Sometimes it goes very far. Now, these O's here, these are trees. Look, if you go up, you see this? These are branches and leaves and shit. And the further up you go, because they're trees, the further up you go, the less branches and trees and leaves and shit, until you don't see it anymore, right? Trees contain wood. And by contain, I mean they're literally made of fucking wood. You know what a tree is. Don't pretend that you don't know what a fucking tree is. This blue stuff here is a pond of water. It's going to be rather stagnant because it's a pond of water rather than a flowing river of water. Speaking of a flowing river of water, did I mention that I intentionally chose a place with a flowing river of water? Because I did. Here's a flowing river of water. Look, when I unpause the game, you see how it flows? And you see how the dwarves are moving about, but ignore them right now. Now, so, this is also a tree, by the way. This is just a denser tree. This is a ginkgo tree. This is a cherry wood tree. Now, I'm clicking K here, and you see the little X here. Yeah, this is a cursor I'm controlling with the arrow keys. This is a dwarf. This is one of our dwarves. Their name is Minkot. Now, it's important that we know these things, so I've selected them with K, and I've clicked Enter. And it's led to this screen. This is a screen that can show you the thoughts and preferences, relationships, and you can customize their name and shit there. Now, we're gonna click enter, thoughts and preferences. I need a fucking sneeze. I need a fucking sneeze. I coughed instead. Oh, this is doing I tell you, I'm talking so much. Doing my voice in a little. Anyway, we should all be so lucky as to truly master a skill, she says. She is a dubious worshipper of Evud, who is a deity of some description. She is now this stuff is color coded. You see, above this is going to be thoughts and memories when they have memories. They don't have memories yet. They just got here. They don't have any opinions on anything right now. Well, they have plenty of opinions on things, but they've not felt anything yet, you understand? This light cyanish coloured shit, this is their relationships. A worshipper of Evud. She is a citizen of the Ignited Fountains, which is what the name of our civilization is when not in Dwarfish. She is a member of the Communion of Tulips, which is an interesting name. I think that's a religion. We'll get into religions at some point. That's a bit too advanced for this. She is a member of the Simplicity of Cats. We already named this. She arrived here on the 15th of Granite in the year 125. She is a 79 years old, which is middle-aged. All your starting 7 dwarves are going to be middle-aged dwarves. Okay, you understand? They're all going to be middle-aged. Which in dwarf is 70s, dwarf is in their 70s. You see, dwarves live longer than humans. Like, real-life humans and in-game humans too. Anyway, on the 16th of Sandstone in the year 46 is when she was born. She is very muscular with a broad body. She has a jutting chin. This is a physical description which includes things like her muscularness, her chin. Her ears are somewhat short. Her jade eyes are close set. Her head is somewhat broad. Her hair is brown. Her skin is pale brown. Yeah, these is just... The colours of the various things like the eyes and the skin tone and the hair colour, that's procedurally generated within reason. Dwarves only have certain variations. You're not going to find any bright pink dwarves out there well, actually you're going to find some pink dwarves, but they're not going to be bright pink. They're not going to be luminous pink. They're not going to come in like pine green. Some goblins come in pine green. Anyway, the point is, this is just a physical description. Ignore this. She is very strong, which actually makes a lot of sense when you consider that she is very muscular with a broad body. Of course she's strong, but is quick to tire and very flimsy. So she's strong, but she's flimsy, so she can lift really well, but she's gonna fall over at the first punch, you know what I mean? She has good kinetic space, social relationships, has a good musical intellect, poor empathy, a poor memory, and a large deficit of willpower. This is more description. Oh, this is likes, the bit that I ignored here, between the green and red and the other dark green. These likes can matter, but for the most part, they're gonna be fine. If you see someone making some artwork of something, and you go, why the hell have they done that? Then it's probably because they like them. You know? And this is their cultural values, the grey ones. And the light blue is differations from the generic cultural values of the dwarven people. Yes, that's right, there's generic dwarven values of the cultural, and they can have their own difference of opinions. And their dream. She dreams of crafting a masterwork someday. That's a pretty easy dream. She is sloppy with her living. Now, these things do matter. Honest, they really do. It might not feel like they matter, and in moment to moment it doesn't really matter that much. I mean, apart from a few things, but we can get into that later. By later, I'm in another fucking video, because I am not going to go on and on and on about Dwarf Fortress forever. And, like, I love Dwarf Fortress, but Jesus, this is taking a lot out of me. Holy shit. Anyway. She is sloppy with her living space. She is made very deeply uncomfortable by differences in culture and opinion. That's racist, Mincott. She can occasionally lose focus on a matter at hand. She is curious and eager to learn. She winks when she is nervous. She often tells pointless stories when she is nervous. Again, some of this is just flavor text. She needs alcohol to get through the working day, which all dwarves do. She likes working outdoors and grumbles only mildly at she likes working outdoors and grumbles only mildly at inclement weather? Huh. Well, that's an interesting one. Normally they absolutely hate the outdoors, but, well, they grumble mildly at bad weather anyway. Anyway, the point is, she is often untroubled by unmet needs, so this is a hardy dwarf. This bit at the bottom here, this is the inner, like, these values and shit. Values can change. This is just their inherent. This is what they are like. Like, you know, you can intellectually value something while being personally not the sort of person to engage in it. Yeah, that's represented in some dwarves. She is not distracted after being away from people. She is not distracted. Oh, this is actually just what she's distracted by. Yeah, I mean, she is not distracted about a lot of things, is she? Anyway, somewhere in here is... Look, she finds merrymaking and party make worthwhile activities. Look, the point is, if you need to go in... We'll go into those later again and explain it in... And... Anyway, what is Evud? They just went to relationships and decided to look at their deity. It often takes the form of a male dwarf and is associated with painting and inspiration. Also, she's friends and long-term acquaintance with all the people in this fucking thing. And every dwarf is different. It should go without saying, but it is true. Look, this another worshipper of Evud. Another she. She doesn't see much value in cooperation, and she dreams of raising a family. Look, she acts with mercy in comparison to the forethought of her considerations. This is an overall, but she is impervious to the effects of stress. Now that is important. You see, the effects of stress vary on every dwarf, right? Now, if a dwarf can handle a lot of shit, they're gonna last. Look, they're also slow to anger, which means they don't generally get angry. I'll explain again. We should probably set down some fucking... Okay, look. I've kind of... Look, now I'm going to click D, okay? And then I'm going to cut down a tree, okay? I'm going to click enter, make a square, and I went over this Now we're going to unpause the game and a dwarf is going to cut down that tree. Look at them go. Down goes the tree. There, you see that? And that tree is now logs on the floor. Now we're going to go, click D again. We're going to click D a second time. And now we're going to mine into this. We're going to mine into this hill. You see the different coloration here? That's because I mined into the hill. And you can mine, because Dwarf Fortress doesn't have limitations, you can mine whatever the hell you fucking want. You can make it all weird shapes. You can just, you can do this and this. And maybe a bit of that. And it really doesn't fucking matter. Like, the shapes of rooms, like, room value and shit is something that does not factor into most rooms. But, you know, you can make things look to your heart's content. Like, look at that. And look at this. I'm more doing this to just show you that you can do literally anything with room shapes. Don't. Right, you understanding? And now, if I tell the dwarves to... And now, when I unpause the game, a miner or two is going to go over there and mine. Also, you see them little C's? Those are the cats. You see them C's? Them are the cats. These happy faces are the dwarves. This weird square here, that's a wagon. That's what they came in. Right? You understand? They had to get here through somewhere. They had to be carrying their shit on something, and they were carrying their shit on a wagon. Now, as you can see, they're mining into this area. That bright yellow there is sand, because we're mining into like a... Well, we're mining into a place and there's sand. What is this wall type that we're making? Let's click K and look at it. This is sand. So yeah, we're literally making a fucking sand castle right now. Ha ha ha. Also, here's some loam. That's just some dirt. This is just dirt. They're just mining through dirt. Mining through dirt is quite easy. What are all these little 1/4%? Those are the roots of trees, because trees have roots, because of course they do. You knew trees had roots. You've seen a real life tree before. Yeah, same principle. Now, it's not the best to be digging through roots. Mostly because if you cut down a tree, a hole forms. So, it's probably best not to build your things. Don't cut down any trees above you just in case, okay? If you're building stuff down here and there's roots, don't cut down the trees above it, alright? That's just a little tip that you don't need to worry about it, really. I mean, you don't need to worry about it until you do. Oh look, this cat is coming to see the dwarf who's mining. And now they're leaving. Who are you, cat? Are you just an untamed... Yeah, this is just a normal stray cat. A small mammalian carnivore. It is usually domestic and hunts vermin. She is very muscular. Her hair is gold. Her ears are white. Her tail is brown. Her head is ivory. Her front paws are cream. Her rear paws are charcoal. Her skin is pale pink. Her eyes are cinnamon. Oh, isn't she a cute cat? Look at her go, little C. Now, as you can see, the dwarf is mining through the sand. You know, we have two... Well, we don't have two miners. Okay, we're going to tell someone else to mine. That's going to be an interesting... Now, you're going to need to know this. So, you click the units screen. You click U, and it brings up the units screen. It shows a list of citizens, a list of pets and livestock. We have the yak cow. This yak cow and yak bull are the things that pulled the wagon. Because obviously 4 cats can't pull a fucking wagon. Anyway, this shit here is the other animals on the map. Now, a bit worryingly, there's giant hedgehog and a giant groundhog around here. Look, here, you see that H there? The H that's flashing there? That's a hedgehog, but it's a giant hedgehog, which means that it's a very large hedgehog. Now, we're not just talking like big for a hedgehog, we're talking bigger than we're talking huge hedgehog. Biggest hedgehogs you ever fucking seen. Right, this is a giant groundhog, same thing. The blue on this means that it's in water, because it's a fish. There's some otters here, a giant snapping turtle. Yeah, and you can, if you click Z, it zooms to them. Look, so, where's my cursor? Here it is. Look. Now, otters are a bit worrying because well, normal otters are fine. They're these little O's. Giant otters are represented by a capital O and look exactly like the fucking trees, but they move. So, you'll be fine. Anyway, then this is the dead and missing. No one has gone missing or died. The year is still young. I fucking love Dwarf Fortress's fucking stupid ass. Like, not stupid ass, just the unique way it's written, you know? It's written in a very fucking unique manner. Because, you know, it just is. Everything's written in a unique fucking manner, I know. But Dwarf Fortress has a certain charm to it. Like, the year is still young. No one's dead or missing. Yet. Good bit of humour, that. Anyway. So I showed you the units menu. Now, the dwarves, you can assign jobs. So we're going to look at this engraver here, id. We're going to click Z, right? Now, in the bottom of here, you can see all kinds of controls. Now, and you can see what they're good at. Naturally, they aren't good at much because, well, oh, they're good at a lot of things, actually. Look, they're competent with some wind instruments and some dances, but that doesn't really matter right now. These are their skills, and you can scroll up and down with the plus and minus keys. Yeah? Yeah, that's the keys that you use. Now, we're going to click B, and here's their... We're going to click B here, here's some more. Wait. No, we don't need to click B. We're already on the B. What are you talking about? This is also miscellaneous. And look, this is their labours. The labours that are enabled. Miscellaneous is their miscellaneous skills, right? You understand? So this is just miscellaneous things they know, including their negotiation skills, judges of intent, comedian, that kind of shit. Now clicking M removes that and you can see their labours here, right? And if you click remove that, they can't see what they're good at all because they have no combat skills because this dwarf is a civilian in the truest form. Now, we're going to click P, right? And it leads to this menu. We're going to click L, right? And we're going to click Enter on mining, okay? We're also, while we're here, going to scroll down to, I don't know, engineering and say that you would operate pumps if there were any pumps. And you're on you're already on architecture. Alchemy here is a funny thing. Ignore alchemy, it doesn't actually do anything. It's just there because it's there. Anyway, so now that dwarf is assigned to mining. Which means, look, they're going to go and help in the mining. Because they've been told that they work as a miner. And they can't dispute that because it's true. Now, generally, now we're going to set up a... Now all these rooms here are just going to not actually matter. I've just told them to mine these rooms out so that you can fucking see that they mine rooms out. Right? We're going to go a little bit further underground. Actually, here's what we're going to do. We're going to open it up a little. We're going to open this space up a little, yeah. Yeah, all these walls and shit, gone. Yeah. Also, if you click X, you can remove designations. See, I just removed that little chunk. You can also, see, it works exactly like mining, but it's removing designations. Now, we're going to click I. I leads to being able to mine up-down stairs. Okay, now what's an up-down stair? It's a staircase that can go either up or down. You understand? That's pretty basic to understand, I know. But you see, there's also two other kinds of stairs. There's an up stair, which is U, which is represented by this symbol. You know, one of the... Is that greater than or lesser than? And there's J, which is down stair, which is represented by that. And there's also channeling, which is H, which removes basically... Look, you'll see what happens when they go for them. Okay, you know what? I'm going to undesignate all of this other shit and just... Wait, no, here's what I'm going to do. Now, if you click plus or minus here, you might notice down the bottom, this thing highlights different. This is priority. Now, the higher priority is the lower number. Okay, so I just made these number 1 priority. You understand? Now I'm gonna make the I'm gonna make this downstairs number 2 priority. I'm going to make the upstairs number 3 priority. And I'm going to make the channeling number 5 priority. That means that they're going to do the downstairs first, and then they're going to do the other 2. And then they're going to go all of this before channeling, because the channeling is on the lowest priority of anything that's currently active on the map. You see, they have to do the fucking top priority shit first. Now, it's very easy to spam top priority shit because you want everything to be done now, which, to be fair, we'll do it. But it just means that everything doesn't get done quickly. So, maybe try and be smart with it. You don't really have to. Look, see, they channeled it. Look, they channeled it, and you see now there's a slope there, like the slope of this hillside. You see, that you can climb up and down there, like an up-down stair, but it's a slope. Now, slopes have to have a fucking whatchamacallit. They have to be up against a wall. You understand? Because obviously, if they're not up against a wall, they're not. Now, we're gonna click up downstairs here. Now, underneath this upstairs, we're going to put a downstairs. Because why not? And here we're going to put an upstairs. So if you can go up this, and then you can go down there, and you can go up here. And so you can go up here, but you can also go up here. You get it? Yeah, I hope you get it. Anyway, that's... most people just stick to up downstairs because they're the easiest. And yeah, that's a pretty good idea. But they do come with some risks. I accidentally clicked enter there. But they do come with some risks. I just want you to know. Up downstairs, you can fall down them. There's all sorts of shit. Also, yeah, you understood what I just said. So yeah. Now, I'm just gonna carve out some space here. Yeah, we're gonna carve out some space here. Enter and Yeah, you're starting to understand how the mining system works, right? You're starting to understand now that I'm showing you like this, right? I'm clicking enter, and I'm making squares, and they're gonna mine out the squares. Okay? I'm making rows and lines and shit. Now, I'm gonna be clever here, and I'm gonna make a top priority line right to here and to this, and make this room top priority because I want this room to be done first for no good reason. But if you're doing multiple, you're gonna be telling people to mine multiple things, so you know, if you want, say, a room done first or done to a degree first, you tell them to do that first. Yeah. And all of this other stuff and all the surrounding area is going to be number 2 priority because I don't want them to bother with it that much. And all of this is going to be, and that's going to be number 4 priority. But this bit here is going to, this row here, I don't really see the purpose of this right now. So we're just going to put it to 5, and this is going to be at 4. And this bit here, just because why the fuck not, is going to be at 3. You get all that. Look, you can see the different numbers mean they're going to be mined at different intervals, right? You understand? And the miners are going to go down and they're going to do the top priority lines first and the second priority lines second. And again, they also need access to the space, obviously, in order to mine it. You know, they can't mine through, they can't mine without any walls connecting to the mining. So if I say, told them to mine here, well, they can't fucking do that because there's nothing fucking connecting to it. It's just not going to work, you know. They're not going to be able to mine to that square. That square's just going to stay like that forever. Unless you connect it. Like so. You're just going to say, ba da da. There, now they can mine that. You understanding? I hope you're fucking understanding. I'm treating you like a child here. I hope you're feeling patronised. Anyway, I'm clicking D. I'm going to cut down more trees. Trees also work on priority, by the way. Cutting down trees also is priority. See, now this is priority 3, cutting down trees. Now, cutting down trees has complicated political implications in Dwarf Fortress that I'm going to get into at a later date when we deal with elves. By the way, don't be mean to elves unnecessarily. That's fucking stupid. Okay? Different dwarven civilizations have different civilization values, and you know, you'll learn about them soon enough. Right now, we're just focusing on the basics. Now, I'm going to click P, and we're going to set up a stockpile in this room here that I've prioritised. I'm going to click T. Now, here are your basic food groups of stockpiles: animal, furniture, corpses, stone, gem, cloth, ammo, finished goods, weapons, food, coins, refuse, wood, bar/block, leather, and sheets. There's also weapons and armour. You get that? It's okay if you don't. I'm just going to click D, and I'm going to highlight most of the stuff here. I don't want corpses and refuse and animals and shit in this stockpile. But I'm going to say everything else is fine. This is just going to be a I don't care, just throw it in here stockpile. I'm going to set up the... Actually, I'm going to put the stockpile... Here's how I'm doing that, by the way. I'm clicking P for pile. You get it? P for pile. It's pretty fucking simple. Yes. There we go. Now that's a stockpile, which means that dwarves are going to be taking things there. At some point. Come on, dwarves, work with me here. Go put something in the stockpile. Because it's a general stockpile, they actually have lower priority on taking things to it. I'll show you. Look, I'm going to make this a wood stockpile, this little room here. And you're going to see that they're going to all... There's a wood stockpile, and they have higher priority on taking things to stockpiles specifically for the item. It's something that I've discovered. See? They're going to pile all the wood they can into that stockpile. Pun intended. So we got wood. But what good is wood? Well, with wood you can make buildings. I'm going to click B. I'm going to click W. These are workshops. They're how dwarves create shit. You understand? Now, also, the Mason's Workshop's going to be getting a rename after Steam, apparently. But for now, that doesn't fucking matter. So, we're just going to click Enter. This is a Carpenter's Workshop, where carpentry is done. I'm going to put it here. I'm going to make it out of chestnut logs, because they're the nearest. And also, we're going to set up a Crafts Dwarf Workshop. Right here. Because why not? Now, here, you might notice that some of the X's are darker than the others. Those are X's that you can't move through. The light X's, dwarves can move through. The dark X's, the dwarves can't move through. Okay? Because that's where the equipment is. It's blocking the way. And we're going to set up a still, because dwarves need booze. They really do. Okay? They're biologically dependent on the shit. Now, it's probably... Now, you can put your workshops anywhere, but it's generally better to have your shit indoors than outdoors, because the outdoors is where all the shit shows up. Like, what if, for example, this giant snapping turtle over here, what if this bastard... Look, this bastard's running around down here. Look at it. It's fucking huge. It's a snapping turtle. It's a massive snapping turtle. And you know how bad snapping turtles can hurt you, right? They can snap at you. If this giant turtle gets the bad idea and goes at your dwarves, it could cause some serious damage. And there are far worse things out there than a fucking giant snapping turtle, believe you me. So, probably best to remain inside. But there's a big empty space here. Yes, there is. Now, using this Carpenter's Workshop, you can build shit. Now, buildings include beds, for reasons, chairs, doors and caskets. A bed, a chair, a casket, a door and a table I'm going to have them build. Right? You know what a chair, a bed, a table, a casket, you know what this shit is. Okay? Now, because I've told them to do that, and someone's a wood working. Riff has wood working. He's gonna go. He? Why did I say he? I don't know if they're a he. She! I apologise, Riff. She is gonna go and construct a bed. With her little dwarven hands. We're gonna have to give her a second. It's very hard to construct a bed. And she can do it. Okay, so just watch and learn. There, she's constructed the bed. See how she now has no job? That's because she's constructed the bed. Now she's going to go and grab the thing. Now, we click buildings and we click B. And now we can place the bed that Riff just placed. Because B, build, B for build, B for bed. You see? And I'm going to put it here. Generally, you put beds in bedrooms, but you don't actually have to. That's more of an optional thing. But I do like bedrooms. Dwarves like bedrooms more than they like... Well, dwarves like rooms. And I'm going to tell you about rooms when they construct that bed. So, they've constructed the bed. Now I've clicked Q. And it looks at buildings. By the way, if you're wondering how I made that, I clicked Q... And then I clicked add new task, and then I selected a thing. Click Q, add new task, scroll through here, and yeah, scroll through here, build things. There's hotkeys for some of these things. Yeah, anyway, now this bed, you notice how this bed's highlighted when I'm near it, and it says make bedroom. If I click R, it's going to make a bedroom. Now, as you see this blue here is the bedroom. This is the area officially designated a bedroom. We could make this entire fucking thing a bedroom. Don't do that though, that would be stupid. So, we can make it as little as just the bed itself, or the bed and a bit of the surrounding area. You're understanding what's going on, right? Because if you don't say it's a bedroom, dwarves won't treat it as a bedroom, and therefore they won't claim the bed. It'll just be a bed that's lying around. Will dwarves use a bed that's not in a bedroom? Yes, they will. But they prefer to have their own bedroom. Because who doesn't prefer to have their own bedroom rather than sleeping on some public bed lying in the street? You know what I mean? I click enter and it's done. Now I can assign the bed to one of the dwarfs. Let's assign it to Faf, the expedition leader, just because. You can make this. You can also click F to free the bed. This makes it a barracks. A D makes it a dormitory. Dormitories are good, but dwarves don't really like dormitories as much as they like other things. Dwarves would much rather have their land be their own, rather than be a dormitory. Now, build and C, because they've already made a chair. You can put a chair anywhere. I'm going to put a chair here. Okay, a chair is going to go down there. Also, what's on now? They're going to make a casket? No, they aren't. I'm going to set the table to maximum priority by click do task now. That means they're going to change. They're not going to make a casket. They're going to make the table that will go with that chair, you see. Tables and chairs. Dwarves like to eat on tables, and they like to be sitting on chairs when they're fucking eating. Well, they more eat on the tables, but the chairs need to be there. They eat on the chairs, and the tables are in front of them, and they place down their meal on the table. Like a person would place down a meal on a fucking table. Also, a table can only be used by one dwarf at a time, so if you put multiple chairs around a table, then that might lead to a bit of annoyance. What the hell is these, what the hell is that that's over there? These rotten pond turtles. Oh my god, which of you fuckers is fishing? You there, Mincot. What are you doing fishing? I mean, it's fine that you're fishing, but there's nowhere to store this fish. Okay, you know what? I don't really want them to be fishing, but there is, so I can't really... I mean, I can stop it. I could stop it quite easily. But I'd much rather have this stored in a place. You see, if things are left out in the sun, not in a stockpile, they go bad. When they're in a stockpile, and in a barrel or in a container, they're not going to go bad, right? So we're just going to make a little room there. You finished that table? Yes, you have. I click B and I click T. I click B and I click C for the chair. Look, a table is here now. Yeah, a table is there now. Marvellous. They're gonna, well, they're not, the table's not there yet. They need to put the table there before the table's there, obviously. Anyway. Yeah, marvellous, marvellous. Now, click Q. Go over to this table and chair here. Now, you can make a dining room from the table. I'm going to do that just because. You can make it into a meeting hall, which is a public area. Which, yeah, you can do that. In fact, I'm going to do that right now. Yeah, this is a public dining room. Dwarves love public dining rooms. It's their basic... A meeting hall is a place where dwarves go when they're idling. By default, they idle around the wagon, but the wagon's outside, and there's all sorts of dangers outside. Fucking hell, the dangers outside. You don't fucking understand. I'm slightly exaggerating, but also not really. And a throne room and study can also be made, which is basically a fucking office. It's literally called office most of the time, and you can assign that to a chair. Why would you need to assign someone an office? I'm glad you asked. Let's say that we assign Solon here an office. Now if we click N, here's a noble screen. There's a lot of... The expedition leader is a noble title technically, although they don't really do much other than be in charge. Now, down here we see a bookkeeper. This is a very useful piece of... This is very useful. Now, here on the Z menu, we click Z and we get the stocks menu. Food storage, about 200. Meat storage, about fucking 30. Seeds, about fucking 50. Fucking 10 fish. 50 drink. Well, we know for a fact there's 10 fish. We can see the fish. Drinks, about 50, I guess. I don't know. They're in barrels on the wagon somewhere. Plants, about fucking 30. And 2 others. Here was also the colour theory for why dwarves are coloured the way they are. You see, dwarves are colour-coded. Dwarven professions are colour-coded. Miners, woodworkers, stoneworkers, rangers, metalsmiths, jewellers, crafts, dwarves, nobles and admins, nobles and administrators, peasants who are just basically, they haul shit. It's best to just give a peasant more to do. Children are dark red. A child does as it pleases, and they're young. Dwarves age up to adults at 12. They live 12 years as children, and then they age up to adults. Okay? That's just dwarven biology. Fishery workers, farmers, engineers, trained animals, and other animals down here. Ignore that. Here's a bunch of... Here's the colour theory of the fucking military things. We're not going to be paying attention to that right now. Anyway. So yeah, we don't know... The point is, we don't really know what's in our food stores. The kitchen, we know that there's plump helmets here. By the way, quick tip, tell them to not cook plump helmets. If they cook plump helmets, they destroy the precious plump helmet spawn. And plump helmets are a big deal. I'll explain why in a second. Here are a bunch of seeds, including plump helmet spawn. We don't know how much plump helmet spawn we have left, because dwarves have eaten a plump helmet, presumably. Or they might have, or they just lost track because there's over 20 of it. I don't fucking know, they don't fucking know. Now, here is drinks. It's very important that dwarves get their drinks. And the drinks should have some variety to it, but that doesn't really matter that much. But it is nice to have. Dwarves get a bit bored if they just drink dwarven X again and again and again and again. You know, like if you eat the same meal again and again and again, you're gonna get fucking sick of that meal and you're gonna fucking hate it. Yeah, that's a bit like that. And here we have meat, fish. Here's some mug hoppers and some Wolverine sweetbread. Nothing on the rotten turtle because it's rotten. Now, how do we get accounts to be better? Well, we hire a bookkeeper. We click here. Now, no one has any relevant skills to bookkeeping, but remember I gave Solon the office? Let's say Solon is the bookkeeper. And then let's set this, and then we go to settings. Lowest precision means, can't be asked. Highest precision means that all counts are perfectly accurate. And you're going to want to do that because you're going to want to know what you got in the fucking fortress at any fucking point. Oh, and by the way, don't overmake things in Dwarf Fortress. There's no need to. Don't have like 8 million fucking pieces of plump helmet spawn. Okay? You don't need that much. Plump helmet spawn is important, but you don't need that fucking much of it. Okay? The more of something there is on the map, there's the more that's being processed, and that is a big cause of issues with frame rate and shit. Because if there's like 8 million chairs on a map, yeah, all those chairs are being considered where they are in the game, and that's going to cause some fucking issues. So don't make 8 million chairs. Alright? Don't even make 1,000 chairs. You're not going to need 1,000 fucking chairs. Jesus Christ, calm the fuck down. Now, they presumably made the other pieces of... Yes, they did. Now I'm going to tell them to make another chair and another table. You could just quickly do that by clicking C and T, but I generally scroll around because I'm a nitwit. Anyway, we're going to tell them to make some cups too. Dwarves like to drink out of cups or goblets. I mean, we only have cups right now, but you can also make them... You can make all sorts of... They like to drink out of a thing that you drink out of, okay? Wooden things that you drink out of are called cups. Now. We're going to put a food stockpile here. This is actually a good place for it because it's right next to the still. Yeah. Yeah. No. No. We're going to tell them to just quickly brew up a drink. Oh, we can't do that. I think I know why we can't do that. I don't think that we have any barrels. Barrels are important. I mean, you can also make rock pots, but we don't have any rock right now. So we're just going to make a barrel, okay? You can also use rock pots. But again, we don't have any rock. Barrel. Wheelbarrow, that's not what we need. Is this even the right fuck? There it is, there's the barrel. Right, we need to do that now. Make me a fucking barrel. Right now, you fucking loser. How's our stocks looking? Look, now we know the exact numbers. We know we have 21 meat, 51 seeds, 53 drinks. You see, now we know shit. And now they're putting the food in there. You see? They're moving that shit that the fucking fisher person had fucking cursed us with. Yes. Right, you're understanding, right? So you're starting to get the picture of Dwarf Fortress, aren't you? Now, not much of the picture yet, obviously. This is all pretty basic shit. But you're starting to understand Dwarf Fortress, right? Right? You're starting at least. Right. Well, you know, while we're here, I'm going to want... I don't really want a yak and a cow lying around in my fortress, messing things up. Being cowing it. I don't want these fucking cows in my fortress. So, what do you do when you want something gone? Well, you have it slaughtered, obviously, for its meat. Now, I'm going to create a room there, and yes, I'm going to create a room here, and this is where we're going to put a butcher's workshop and a tanner's. Now, it's important to have a tanner's before you slaughter animals, because that flesh will not stay good for long. So you're going to need the tanner's quickly. You understand? Now, we're going to make a long off room here, because the problem with animal bits is that when they rot away, they fucking reek. So I'm just going to make a room all the way down here. And this room is where all the smelly shit is going to go. Right? You know how I left corpses and refuse off the list of things that we need in the general stockpile down here? You remember the general stockpile down there? Also, the wood stockpile is basically filled up. Now, it would have been wiser to put the wood stockpile up here. So, you know what we're going to do? We're going to set up a second wood stockpile up here just because it will lessen the travel time. Are we going to get rid of the other stockpile? Yes, we are. I just realised doing that will actually be... Now, how do you get rid of stockpiles? You click X, remove designation, you go over to the stockpile in question. It's gone. That is no longer a stockpile. That is now just a room full of wood for no good reason. Look, they're piling all the food in here and there's a cat in the food. Cat, get out of the food. Right. Now we're just going to breathe for a second. Fucking hell. Oh, fuck. Alright, breathe for a second. Solon has become the bookkeeper. They already were the bookkeeper, I know, but now that's officially the thing that they're best at. That's like their proper profession title now. Now that thing up there, we're going to make a custom stockpile, and we're going to include the corpses and refuse in it. Just so it's nice and out of the way, because dwarves do not like seeing corpses all day. Believe it or not, dwarves don't like gore. It's a bit gory. Yes. In fact, in order to secure the lodgings from the unfortunateness of looking at it, we're going to tell them to no, don't bother making that chair and table just yet. I need you to make 2 doors. Well, I would like you to make 3 doors for me on maximum priority. Just because I want to put some front doors on the fortress too, as well as putting a door up here. Up here, yes. Alright, looks like they're pretty much finished with that room out to the side. Actually, it would be wise to put the doors on there so people don't have to see the animal be killed, because some dwarves are of nervous dispositions and would find that a bit disturbing. I mean, would you find seeing a whole ass yak cow be slaughtered before your very eyes disturbing? If the answer is yes, then you're like them dwarves. I'm also going to make a secondary way up there. Yeah, I'm going to make a secondary way up there so that things get... In fact, here's an idea. I want this to be nice and out of the way so normal dwarves don't have to see it. So, up here, this is really out of the way. And I'm going to click B, I'm going to click C, and I'm going to click wall. And I'm going to place a wall in the original place that we were cutting this. We're going to make it out of cherry wood logs, because why the fuck not? A wooden wall there that they can't get through, that's going to block it off from that bit. Walls are walls, you know what a wall is. Look, this dwarf is asleep on the floor because there's no beds. This dwarf is asleep on... Look, these dwarves are sleeping on the floor because they don't have anywhere to sleep. Now, if you look in their thoughts, she feels euphoric due to inebriation, but she's annoyed by sleeping on the dirt. She's annoyed in the rain, but she's annoyed at the dirt. This is why you make... Oh, also, she's annoyed after having to drink without a goblet, cup or mug. Well, I'm sorry, Id, but I did make you some fucking cups. What you... We have cups, Id. You could have just drunk from one of the fucking cups. I know for a fact we have cups. I told them to make cups. Have these cups not been made? Look, the cups have been made. Where are the cups? Okay, I am pissed off at this fucking dwarf being fucking crybaby bastard git. Cups. Oh yeah, if you're wondering, I clicked Z, I went over to stocks. This is a list of everything we got. Okay, whether used or not. Look, see, you know there's no beds in storage. There's a bed being used. We placed a bed down. You understand? Right. Where is drinks? Wait, no, not drinks. Goblets. Ah, goblets. It's listed as goblets. Look, you see? There are plenty of cups. There's even a masterwork quality cup. Oh yeah, item quality. This is a generic cup. It's just a perfectly ordinary, perfectly serviceable, not very fancy cup. This cup here is finely crafted, so it's got two plus signs by it. This is a well crafted, so it's got that, and these stars around it means it's superior quality. Masterwork cups have a different symbol. And are very nice cups. Dwarves will like them cups. Functionally speaking, it just means that they sell for a different price. Also, dwarves might find them fancy. You know, who doesn't like to drink something fancy now and then? Anyway, we're gonna build a door. Is that wall not getting made, or am I just pausing the game so much by looking at things? Construction inactive. Okay. Does anyone have construction? I mean, I guess everyone's asleep right now. Yeah, that's probably it. Just everyone's asleep right now. See, dwarves have their own lives. They don't operate on your schedule. They operate on their fucking own schedules. So it's important to have some patience with dwarves. Look, see, they built the wall. I unsuspended it and then I unsuspended it, and then they decided that, hey, that must mean something, so they went and did it. But yeah, dwarves make their own fucking decisions. Anyway, we have a barrel and we have booze, so we're going to tell them to brew. Brew drink from plant. So yeah, I've told them to brew drink from plant. Someone's going to brew a drink from a plant. Oh look, also the bookkeeper's updating stockpile records because the stockpiles are fucking changed. Also the miners are... I'm just realising why they're lower priority. Because these aren't very high priority, so they feel it's more important to carry bits of wood. I disagree with that particular assertion, dwarves, so I would really like it if you mined out this fucking bit here so that we have access to the bit. Alright? Can you do that now? You there, Godin. Stop storing wood in a stockpile. Also, dwarves, yeah, stop storing wood in a stockpile and start digging. Thank you very fucking much, you twat. Also, the other one's also helping. Marvellous. I'm being quite scattershot with my showing you what to do. I don't know if you can fucking tell, but what can I say? There's a lot in Dwarf Fortress, but don't worry about it for the... Look, there's a lot in Dwarf Fortress, and DF's main issue is learning what you can fucking do, alright? Watch what other people can do to some degree. Be careful, there's still a lot of fucking missing for fucking mation. Like, watch a stream or two, maybe a YouTube video, like this fucking YouTube video right here. Look, I made a butcher's shop and a tanner's shop there. D, gonna make some doors, right? And we're gonna put the doors there so that, unless they're open, you can't see into them. You see, doors open and close, and doors must be connected to walls or themselves. Right. So, yeah, there's going to be doors on the front now, and there's going to be doors there. They'll be nice and secluded. No one will know about the murder. That's a good... Right, might as well make some more beds while we're here, because dwarves are sleeping and they're being a bit upset. It doesn't matter that much right now. But, you know, it's little things add up over time, you know. Dwarves might get a bit annoyed over time if you don't do shit. Okay, we're going to pop down another table and a chair in the meeting area. Oh, there's a point. We don't actually need to have it be a like, this is a meeting area. This is a meeting hall. But you know what else we can do? Which is also fun. I'm going to un-dining meeting room this. Okay? I'm going to free the table. There is no longer a dining room here. But if I click I, I can make a square of interactivity area. See, this is now a square of interactivity zone. And if I click meeting area here, I can click L and I can add a location and I can create an inn or tavern. Like this is a tavern now, which is a bit like a meeting room, but they can also do performances and shit in it. Also, the Teeth of Cloistering is a terrible name. So we're going to click L. We're going to go to the Teeth of Cloistering here. We're going to we're going to click N, rename. Look, it's the rename screen again. Oh my god, it feels like it's been ages since I've heard you. Anyway, I'm going to click random, the Construct of Abysses. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Now, I don't really want to deal with visitors right now to our fine fortress. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to click R. Citizens and long-term residents only. That means this tavern is only for people who live at this fucking fortress. So no random Tom, Dick or Harry off the fucking street is going to show up and drink our booze. Not right now anyway. Now, if you open it up to the public, performers and shit come. And they perform and shit. But don't worry about that right now. Okay? Also, I'm noticing that these aren't being built. Is that because no one has the requisite skills? Yeah, needs tanning, it needs butchery, small animal. You know what that means, don't you? We need to make someone have those skills. You there, you're a farmer already. Butchery and tanning. Yeah, we're going to put butchery and tanning on it. So now, this dwarf is going to build the things. After they've done fucking fishing. Stop fishing. Okay, this dwarf's going to be here for fucking ever. I'm going to click J. And I'm going to... Look, see, this dwarf is fishing right now. Yeah, this is, I can't suspend the job because they're on the job. They're literally doing it, so I can't stop them doing it. Okay, that makes sense. You know, I don't want a bunch of... Well, I mean, fish is a good way to supplement your food supply. And we haven't really got anything else going for us right now. But I want you to butcher animals, so I'm going to tell you to not fish. And they're still fucking fishing, even though I've told them to not fucking fish. They just want to finish this catch before they get their fucking... What the hell is that fucking bee right there? What are you? Holy shit, it's a giant badger boar. Yeah, you know... Now, part of the reason fishing can get you a lot of food. But the issue with fishing is that it's outside. And that means that fisher dwarves are the first to fucking die. They're the first to get beaten to death by a minotaur. If a minotaur shows up. That's not guaranteed to happen, but it can happen. That's right, there are minotaurs in Dwarf Fortress. There's a lot of things in Dwarf Fortress. A lot of dangers. Anyway, have you built the thing? I think you... Yes, look, you're building the things now. I noticed that this changed. They built it. Good, they've constructed the buildings. Now, I'm going to go to Z. I'm going to go to animals. And I'm going to tell them to slaughter the cow and the bull. And that means that this dwarf is now going to slaughter the cow and the bull. The yak cow and the yak bull. Look, they're dragging it in. And they slaughtered it. And then they're dragging... And then they're storing items in stockpiles and shit. And then they're slaughtering the next one. And then they're storing items in stockpiles and shit. Oh, looks like someone else had tanning. Look, Now, when you slaughter an animal, tanning their hide is an automatic job if you have a tanner's workshop. This is why it's important to have a tanner's workshop before you butcher things, you know? If you don't, you'll fucking lose that meat. Not the meat, the skin. The leather. Look, see, Solon is tanning the hides now. And all the other dwarves are throwing away all the shit. Their refuse is all going in there. And we've got ourselves in our kitchen, under meat, some nice prepared yak eyes, hearts, intestines, kidneys, young spleens, 43 meat. Look at all this meat. Yeah. Now, there was a male and a female yak cat bull. There were two genders of yak there. I could have bred them, but I couldn't be asked to, okay? I just would rather have slaughtered them right there. So now we've got leather and meat and bone and shit. And with that, let's make something out of some yak bone. Because why the fuck not? A yak bone... Let's see, let's make a yak bone bracelet, yes. It's going to be yak bone because that's literally the only bone. But if you click D, you can choose what you're going to make the thing out of. I mean, obviously you can't make it out of you can't make it out of alligator bone or snapping turtle bone. You can't make it out of all of that right now because we don't have those kind of bones. You can only make it out of a yak bone, but I'm going to specify that you can make it out of yak bone now. And I don't think anyone has bone carving. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to Faff. We're going to go to P. Remember how we do this? P, L. And then we go to Crafts. Oh, they already have bone carving. I didn't think they did. In fact, they're going to do it right now. This is just a fucking coincidence. I didn't even realise that you had that. Did I give you that? Did I give someone bone carving and then completely fucking forget about it? I didn't prepare for the journey as carefully as as it said. But yeah, they're going to make a yak bone bracelet. Why do we need a black yak bone bracelet? We don't really, but it'll be nice. You know, it'll be nice to have. Maybe we can sell it for some money. Well, I say maybe we could sell it for some money. Let's see, where would bracelets be? Here we are. Here's the yak bone bracelet. Oh, it's a well-crafted yak bone bracelet too. The yak bone bracelet is in here. Is in the Crafts Dwarf shop. Now, in order to see inside Crafts Dwarf shops, you need to press T. Look, if you press T, you can see what's in here. You see there's some chests. Look, you see there's a chestnut cup, some ginkgo wood cups, yak bones, and a yak bone bracelet. In here there's chestnut, casket, and all sorts of shit. Oh, and chestnut beds. I forgot we made a bunch of beds, didn't we? Right. You know, just... we're going to set up bedrooms now, just because. Now, bedrooms, dwarves have very low standards for bedrooms, but generally speaking, this is the default that people... this is the boring option that people go for with their bedrooms. Generally small, cramped, but you can make bedrooms any size you want. Look, if I say do this, this will be just as bedroom as the rest of the bedrooms. And if I do... like, you don't have to be symmetrical at all with Dwarf Fortress. And if I do this and make a big square that ends in a thing, that's still... if I put a bed in there and say it's a bedroom, it's a fucking bedroom. You know? This piece of... this is a bedroom, this bit of dirt right here. Anything is a bedroom if you tell them it's a bedroom. You know what I mean? Of course you know what I fucking mean. I just explained it perfectly well. If you didn't understand that, fuck you. Ah, I fucking love this. Anyway, you learned something about Dwarf Fortress, I hope. I hope you're learning shit about Dwarf Fortress here. Oh look, fish. What kind of fish is that? Oh, I get it. Are they being fished? Let's look at this. That's salmon. Yeah, there's salmon in this here river. Should I turn back on fishing? I don't... Like, you know, fishing is a good source of food. But it's also, like I've said, has some fucking drawbacks and shit. But you can get quite a lot. The issue is arguably that it's too good. Oh shit, look at those giant badgers. Holy fuck, look at them go. Look at this fucking swarm of giant fucking badgers. Holy shit. Look at them. Look at them running around. They don't know where they're going, they're just minding their own business, but, you know, it would have scared a dwarf if they saw these giant badgers running around. Badgers can be really fucking vicious in real life. I don't know how vicious they are in Dwarf Fortress, but... Also, here's a good idea. You see the wagon? We're going to remove the wagon. Because we don't need the wagon. And we'll get unique wagon wood from it, which is like normal wood, but... Oh no. The badgers are coming back. As we're deconstructing the wagon. Oh, don't you be a... Okay. Now see, the wagon's deconstructed. Badgers, get the fuck away from my fucking wagon, you fucking... Look! You see those music notes? They're doing a performance in the tavern. They're singing and listening to music and not doing their mining job. Okay, I'm a bit annoyed about that, but let's see what they're doing. Let's click G. And then, let's click Enter to view activity. These are procedurally generated, you know. The periwinkle of verse is a form of music used for entertainment originating in the ignited fountains. It's one of our local forms of song. The form guides musicians during improvised performances, like the one in our tavern right now. 2 to 3 singers recite nonsensical words and sounds while music is played on 2 im and an uk. Now we don't have 2 im and an uk, but you might have fucking noticed. You might have noticed dwarves are not going to let that get in the way. You see, 2 ims are being simulated and an uk is being simulated because that's part of the fucking thing. So they're just pretending. They're like going doo, 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 doo. Why the fuck would that God save the fucking queen? I don't fucking know. It was just the first fucking tune I could fucking think of. Fuck. Why the fuck am I swearing so fucking much now? I mean, I'm swearing all the fucking time here. That's kind of a fucking gimmick, but I've not been doing that too well. Anyway, the point is, this is impressive. This isn't it. How useful is it? It isn't useful. It's flavour. Now, see, that's the thing about Dwarf Fortress. This is the beauty of Dwarf Fortress. Flavour. You see, there's flavour in Dwarf Fortress. Like cultural song, cultural performance is happening right here, simulating 2 generated instruments while giant badgers run around, running rampant out there, being a bit scary. And I slaughtered yaks and the remains are up there. You're seeing this all right? You're seeing this right now. Look, there's a cat. You seeing that cat there? Running around? Are you starting to see Dwarf Fortress? Are you fucking seeing it? Tell me you're seeing! Tell me you are gazing upon Dwarf Fortress and you are starting to understand what you are looking at. Because if you're starting to understand what you're looking at, then quite fucking frankly, I've succeeded in teaching you Dwarf Fortress. I haven't gone into everything. There's still a lot you don't know, but you understand some of Dwarf Fortress now. Right? So, I've explained some of Dwarf fucking Fortress to you. And if you have learned some shit from this video, then fuck, we've done it. We've done what we wanted. Those badgers are freaking me out with their running around. I'm going to save the game now because my voice is getting so fucking tired. I didn't intend for this shit to go on this fucking long, you know. I just thought that I was going to ramble for a little... Like, the Incomp fucking Ensemble tutorial I did ended in like half an hour because I couldn't get sound like it, you know what I mean? It's just too much. But, I fucking felt like maybe you've learned something from this shit. Maybe you haven't. I sincerely hope you have. So, you've learned, essentially, some of the basics of how to fucking play Dwarf Fortress, if you've watched this video. Fuck off, and play Dwarf Fortress. But seriously, if you need any more things, like you're gonna need more information than what I've given in this video. This is not a complete video, but you can always check out the wiki. You can ask questions on Discord servers. Like, you know, I mean, I don't have a Discord server, but I mean, Blind Discord server, I guess, or Kid Fox, as Blind says, and Grug Smasher has a Discord server if you're a subscriber of his. You know, there's a bunch of shit out there. This is all contemporary shit, of course, 2021 shit. I don't know how. I mean, I presume that some of these things are all gonna. These things aren't gonna change, but you know, this is. So yeah, consult wikis, consult the Dwarf Fortress wiki. If you have questions about shit, ask people. Go into Twitch streams and ask people questions. You know, fucking ask questions. There's people out there, like, there's a lot of misinformation about Dwarf Fortress, but there's also a lot of people who know what they're fucking doing. So yeah, that's a slightly shitty tutorial. What did I title this? What did I decide this is gonna be fucking called? Where is it? It's somewhere in here. Here it is. Here it is. Right, so that was DF tutorial. Blunt and sweary. That was a blunt and sweary Dwarf Fortress tutorial. So yeah, I'm terrible at fucking ending fucking videos, so I'm just gonna click the fucking stop recording button now. Goodbye. Hope you learned something.